Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Chris. Today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing part 2 of our 3-part series, building an Ableton set for worship. So today, what we're going to be doing is bringing in songs from our hard drive, bringing those into Ableton, and building that full Sunday morning set list. Today's Tuesday, so we're really supposed to do this yesterday. So yeah, let's jump in. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and start from the beginning. So what we have to do is we need to go into Plan the Center, and we just need to see which songs we're doing this week. So we have Jehovah, Great Is, Trust in God, and Worthy of It All. It's a pretty solid set list. So what first thing we're going to do is go ahead and open our hard drive. We're going to go ahead and look for Jehovah. All right. Now that we have Jehovah, what I like to do is I like to double click this just to make sure I open this first song. So I just open this first song in Ableton real quick. Give that a second to load. All right, and once that's loaded, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and select song 2. So let's go back to our hard drive. We're going to get Great Is. Now what we're going to do with Great Is we're going to click on this. We're going to drag this basically under it. Oh, I got the wrong file, sorry. We're going to drag this under it. And once you see this little white line here, that's how you know that file is under that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to close our sections that we made. We're going to scroll to the top, zoom out a little bit. We're going to make sure we select this whole file. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to select down here. I'm going to select in this little marker situation. I'm going to select this right here, this box. As you can see, I'm selecting outside of my last track. And so the guide is my last track. So I'm going to select outside of that. And so I'm going to go ahead and select this whole thing. And I'm going to go all the way up to video. The reason I'm doing that is because you have to select everything that we just imported in, or you'll have messed up files, or it won't let you move it. What I mean by it won't let you move it is, let's go ahead and move this down. You see how we move this down, we get the little no signal. That just means that those files can't go there. Like, they just don't belong there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up to the top here. We're going to move this over. We're going to bring that out. We'll bring that just to the ending of this song. And the reason I'm doing that is because our transitions, we don't want our transitions to be so hard. We want to kind of create like a fade transition. So we're going from one song, we're crashing out a song, and that'll take us into, that'll be a drum, like a little drum fill into our second song. Another thing real quick to note, we just want to bring that out towards or after that ending part. And then we can adjust how that ends here in a second. So now what we're going to do is, you can see right here, we have a stop track. We don't want a stop track there because, as I said a second ago, we want to just kind of have our transitions fade into each other. So we're going to go ahead and delete the stop track. All right, cool. So now let's check out our transition. Let's listen to it. Let's see what we're working with here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. I like that. And we'll work on that a little bit. We'll work on that transition a little bit later. We'll smooth it up a little bit here in a bit. So now what I'm going to do is I don't want that transition to be so hard where it's just kind of like 1, 2, 3, 4 into that song. We want kind of a smooth transition again. So we're going to add a pad. So what I'm going to do is press tab. As you can see right here, we have all these different keys. Our song is in the key of E. Okay, cool. So that's in the key of E. The song we just dropped in was in F. So we need to transpose Great Is real quick. So what I'm going to do is click on Great Is. I'm going to click on the original track. I'm going to go down, scroll down. Let's just go ahead and make sure that's, I just like to put it at complex. Let's just click right here, right under where you see pitch. We're going to click on that 0, and then we're going to go -1. Perfect. Now let's open all our sections. I do it this way because it's faster. I just open all those sections. Then we're going to click on drums. Then we're going to press shift. Then we'll scroll all the way down to the BGV vocals. We'll let go of shift, and we'll come over here to beats. We'll change that to complex. And then we're going to click right under pitch again. We're going to go -1, enter. All right, what that just did is that just changed this song to the key of E, because we were in F, so we just went down 1. All right. So let's just check that out real quick, just make sure it worked.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Perfect. Perfect. All right, now that is in the key of E. So now we're going to press tab again. We're going to go ahead and select our E pad. Shout out to Church Front for the free worship pads. We're going to go ahead and press tab. We're just going to drag that in. Cool. So what we just did is we pressed the tab. We went over to E. We just clicked on that and held it down. And then once we click on it and hold it down, we're going to press tab again and drag that over to our pad section in our template. What I'm going to do is, I don't want that pad to be so far ahead. I just want it to be a few measures before we start. And then another thing to be aware of is you need to fade your pad in so everything's smooth. So we're going to let that smooth in a little bit. And then this is a big pad, so we're going to go ahead and cut that down, open that up, click on that, right click, or split, just kind of cut that pad up a little bit. Then I'll fade that out too, so it's not a harsh. And then we'll close that up. Now let's go back to Planet Center. We can see in our set list, we have Jehovah, Great is, and then Welcome. Okay, cool. So if you can look at song 2, we have song 1 transition straight into song 2. And then it looks like we have a stop track. So we just need to take that out again. So I'm just going to click on that stop track and I'm going to delete that. Now what I'm going to do here, since we're going into the welcome moment, we want a flow moment. We don't want it to just end. So I'm going to bring in right here. I'm going to click on loop at the top right here. And I'm just going to drag that over here to the end of song 2. The reason I want to do this is because I want to put a pad right here in this little loop section. And I want our pad to loop. So I'm going to just move that to the very end. I'm going to make that a little bit smaller. That's perfect. Now I'm going to go find the key of our next song. So we're going to do Trusting God. So let's go ahead and drag Trusting God in first. I'm sorry, guys. Let's go ahead and drag in Trusting God. We're going to click on this and hold it. We're going to drag that into our set. See our white line, drop it. Cool. Let's go ahead and close our sections. Again, we're going to select outside of our last track. We're going to go all the way up, select everything up to video. Oops. Select everything up to video. We're going to drag that over. Perfect. Now the song 3 is in. That's in the key of C. Yep, cool. So we're going to press tab again. We're going to go up here, select our C pad. We're going to click on that, hold it, and then we're going to drag that in here. I like to go a little bit past it. All right, once that's dropped, I zoom in, just try to get my location. I want that pad to start as this other pad is ending. So let's go ahead and move this pad back a hair, boom, and then boom. And I'm also going to fade this pad in too, so it's not a harsh kind of end. Now what that's going to do is, as soon as that song ends, it's going to transition into that little loop section. And that's going to loop that key of C pad over and over and over again until we press our MIDI controller to go to song 3. And so now that we have that, we're going to come over here, do the same thing we just did at the end of song 2. And we're going to go ahead and split this. Then we're going to delete it. And then we're going to fade that pad out. Again, we don't want any hard or harsh transitions. All right, perfect. Now song 3, if you go back in Planet Center and look, we're going to go into a flow moment after this. So what we want to do is we want our band to take over. We want our teams to flow in this moment. So we're going to leave our stop track in. We're going to let that stay in here. I'm going to move that back a little bit. Boom. We're going to let that stay in because we want to end it there, and then our team will take over. So now what we need to do is we need to bring in song 4, which is Worthy of It All in the key of D. So we'll go back to our hard drive. Oh, that's Worthy of Elevation. That's not Worthy of It All. Worthy of It All, believe for it. We have a lot of Worthy of It Alls apparently. Let's go to Dropbox and see if we can find it. Got it. Perfect. Worthy of It All, key of D. We're gonna bring that into our set. Spinning wheel of death here. Give it a second to load. Computer's lagging a little bit. There we go. All right, perfect. Now that that's in there, I'm gonna do the same thing. Close our sections. Gonna select outside of our last track. We're gonna make sure we get all those tracks here and go all the way up to video. All right, perfect. Now we're gonna move song 4 outside of song 3. And I just moved that a few measures past. Just kind of let that be. Now let's go back. That's too far. I don't want our set list be huge. So boom. That's perfect. So we're leaving the stop track on song 3. And then we have song 4 over here. That's perfect. Let's go ahead and add a stop track. I see that doesn't have it. It's probably my fault. We'll add a stop track. So what we'll do to add a stop track, this is a quick little side lesson. We're going to double click in our stop track section. Boom. We'll open that up. If you have headphone, like just quick tip, if you have headphones on, you have the hardest time selecting these things down here because they just disappear. So let's double click on that again. Turn off the headphone logo right here. And then you can double click C-2. Then we're going to make that a full measure. I like to see that whole stop track measure. Boom. All right. So real quick, what we're going to do is make sure our AAC is on. Perfect. IAC. And then I'm just going to go ahead and click MIDI over here. It looks like it's already set up to record. So we're just going to click outside of that and let it play for a second. Perfect. Looks like it recorded. Let's check it. And it stops. That's perfect. So now what we need to do is we need to add in some little markers. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up here to the top of song 1. We're going to click on the very beginning of that. And we'll just zoom in a little bit and make sure that's the first. All right. Now we'll come to song 2. We're going to zoom in on song 2. We're going to make sure that's good. All right. Perfect. Do the same thing with song 3 and on. Go up here to the top, right click, add locator, song 3. Same thing to song 4. These just help us when we get to church and we can hook up our MIDI controller. We're a portable church, so we have to do a lot of stuff here, and then we'll do some stuff there. So, but this doesn't take long to do. So, and now that we've added our locators, what I did again, I apologize if I didn't explain that well. We'll just go to the top here. We're going to right click and we'll add locator at the beginning of whatever song we're trying to do. And then we're going to press key over here at the top right corner. And then we'll come over here. We'll select 1. Then we'll click the number 1. Click 2. Click the number 2. Click 3. Click the number 3. Click 4. Click the number 4. And that's that. Those are all of our transitions. Now, from this point on, what I'm going to do, or what I would do, is I would just kind of go throughout the week talking to Pastor Matt, just trying to figure out, hey, what are you feeling for this week? What is God telling you? What do you feel for this week is happening during service? That way, we can just be super open and flexible to the Spirit as we're doing these set lists. We never want Ableton to lead our services. This is a tool. We're not going to leave all these tracks in. We're going to take a bunch of them out when we get to church. I leave all these in for rehearsal purposes, and then when we get to church, we take a lot of them out because our team is there. We have our drummers, we have our keys players, our guitar players, our bassists. all that stuff. And so we take a lot of these tracks out. We never want Ableton to lead our service. We're just using it as a tool. And so what I would do is just talk to your pastor, talk to your worship leader about transitions, so you guys can get those things nailed down and how you want to transition from song to song in service. So now what we need to do is we just need to save everything. So I'm going to go up here to File. I go Save Live Set As. We do this first. And then I like to save it to Sunday set list. And then we'll go July 28th. Perfect. I'll press save. Let our little thing do its thing. Then I press stop a few times. I don't know why. Then I go to File, collect all and save. We'll save that. I like to do this part at least 2-3 times. I like to be safe. So we'll let that load. All right, now that that's saved, we're just going to do that again one more time. Just collect all and save. It should be a lot faster this time. I just like to do it to make sure everything is saved. So now that we have everything saved, we've collected all the saved. We've saved it to our Sunday set list folder. Now what I like to do is I like to export this as an MP3 file for our team to rehearse the full set. So if they're at home and they're practicing on drums, they can rehearse the transitions. And so what I like to do now is I like to go to File. I go to Export Audio and Video. And then I make sure MP3 encode is selected. Perfect. Then I go Export. I'm going to save that to my hard drive. Perfect. July 28th. I'm just going to put set list. MP3. And then I'll save that. And let that encode. And then once that finishes encoding, what I do is I just go to Planning Center and then I load that into the Planning Center where it says July 28th set list. And that'll be in there for our team to rehearse this week. Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you guys so much for watching. This is so fun to make. I've been wanting to do this for a while for our team, for our music director and stuff like that, but I figured I would just post it on YouTube for other church plants who are building Ableton sets, who are doing this every week. I know as a church plant worship leader, tech director, it's tough. And so I just wanted to go ahead and make this video for everybody, try to let you guys know how we do it here at Orbit. This was a training video for our team, but I was just kind of like, man, I want other people to know this too. This isn't the only way to do it. It's not the perfect way to do it, but this is how we do it. And this is what works for us in our context and our ministry. This next part, you don't have to watch. This next part is going to just be how we get ready for our team on Sunday mornings, but hang out if you want to watch it. Thank you. All right. Now that we have everything saved, this is kind of like this is the piece that we do before service. So I'll do this today. So I'll get my set list built. I'll get my MP3 file downloaded, then I'll upload it for the team. But this is the part this is what gets played on Sunday morning. So what I'm doing is I know who's playing this week. So you just need to figure out who's playing the week you're building the set list, and you can take out the parts from that point on. This is where we route everything, and we get everything set up for just the Ableton rig on Sunday morning. So first thing I'm going to do is we'll go ahead over here, go to God. So clicking God, go to 1. I want to split this up at some point, but for now, it's just going to 1. Perfect. And then we're going to make our pads go to 2. We'll go master, export, or external output. We'll go to 2. We'll go to drums. We'll go to external out, and then we'll go to 2. Then we'll go to guitars, same thing. And we're going to do this all the way down. We're going to make all of our instruments and music and tracks. We're going to make all those 2. I'm going to do the same thing with this, but we don't really use this on Sunday. We don't ever use this on Sunday, but I like to keep it in there. Just in case we get to church on Sunday, something happens, somebody plays something a little off there, didn't have much time to rehearse, I'll play that. I'll leave that in there, and I'll use this as a reference for them. It's just a safety thing that I like to have for the team. So, yeah. So now that we have that, we're going to do the same thing with vocals. Perfect. And we'll go to 2. And then we start over with this next song. Everything goes, click and track, go to 1. Or click and guide, go to 1. And music tracks, go to 2. That is perfect. I want to make you guys watch this whole thing, but that's the gist of getting it ready for the Ableton rig on Sunday morning. Again, what we do is click and guide. We'll go to channel 1, and then all tracks and music will go to channels 2. And that's how we split everything up for that Ableton rig on Sunday morning. Then you just go in and you take out whatever instruments you want. Like we don't need bass, we don't need EG1 or 2. I'll probably leave in like 5 and 6. Those are typically some like random swells and stuff like that. We'll take out piano. We'll leave in our organ because we don't have an organ player. I wish that'd be so cool. We'll take out all the vocals. I'll just mute that channel, and then we'll do the same thing all the way down. We'll always take out the live drums. I typically leave in the auxes and the perks and stuff like that, just for those swells and stuff like that. But that right there that's how you get it ready for the Ableton rig on Sunday mornings.